Hello, everyone. Welcome to Whack with Patrick and Mia. Thank you for listening, first of all. I'm Patrick.
I'm Mia. What's up, everyone?
Here on this podcast, we just talk about a bunch of random things that usually have to do with pop culture. But before we start our show today, Mia, how are you?
Okay, I'll be honest. This week has been literally the worst. Okay, it started out okay. I had improv on Sunday and it was fun, And then as the week progressed, I found myself in a Twitter beef for the first time in literal years. I think Twitter beef should have died off with Twitter in 2016, but here I was on Tuesday night feuding with some. I'm not even gonna get into it, but I won.
Someone you know, or just someone random?
Oh no, just someone random on the internet. I'm not gonna get too much into it. For time's sake, but I'll tell you after the show. But it had to do with Ariana Grande. So if you've been keeping up with her, you might have an idea what it was about. But in my opinion, I won. But
okay, I gotcha. So. Well, that's interesting you mentioned that because I re-downloaded Twitter yesterday.
Why would you do that? It's literally the worst form of social media.
Yes, I agree 100%, and I hate Twitter. I got
of the worst people on the planet. Granted, I am one of them, but
I agree. But so I got rid of for those of you who don't know, I had Twitter up until right before my senior year. I got rid of it. I hated it. I spent way too much time on it. It was just it would just make me sad going on it because people were so annoying. And I was in 2016. Mm-hmm. So like you said, when it died. And then, so on my radio station, by the way, I'm on the college radio. So if you want to check me out on YouTube on The Noise,
shameless plug.
And listen to my show. Yes. I'm on the promotions team. And so, that deals with social media and stuff. And she was like, oh, what social media do you have? And I was like, I have Facebook and Instagram. And she was like, okay, we already have someone taking over. I think she said the Instagram or something. She said, but you can do Facebook. I was like, okay, great. And so she starts listing off all these things. And she's like, okay, I'll need you to post this. And I was like, okay, would you be able to send that in an email to me so I can remember all of it? She was like, oh, yeah, for sure. And then I get an email the next day that's like, hey, so can you actually just run the Twitter instead? And I was like, oh, okay. And so after 2 years,
the worst news you can receive.
I guess 3 years almost. I now have Twitter again on my phone, and literally, I don't want to say tweet because we're not here to get political. But the first thing when I logged in was some dumb tweet from someone. I don't even really remember what it was about, but I was like, really? I was like,
no, yeah, there's some stuff on there. Literally, there's stuff on there that I just see and I have to blink and be like, did I really just see that with my own two eyes? Or are we literally Twitter is the prime example of the simulation glitching. Cause it that's literally what it is. I have Twitter up on my laptop right now. And I guarantee you if I go to my homepage, you'll see literally just the dumbest stuff. And that was the thing is that the person I was beefing with, literally just kept going back and forth on what they were trying to argue, and I was like, listen, this is all I'm saying, and where I'm so confused on what you're trying to push right now. It's a whole mess. But
people like to just get into arguments just for fun, and I'm like, you need to stop. That's so
ridiculous.
Genuinely, when I would get on Twitter back in the day, it would genuinely just hurt me to just sit there and listen to people argue and watch people argue. And sometimes I was one of them. And it honestly makes you depressed. Honestly, I knew someone and she would be like, oh, I'm just so sad all the time. And she talked about then she would start talking about her Twitter beefs. And I'm like, you do? I almost said her name just now. Oops. I was like, you do? I was like, maybe take a break from Twitter and stop trying to get into fights over people because you're never going to change their opinion, especially if you're argumentative. And she's like, nah, I'm good. And I'm like, okay, well, that's your own fault. You deserve, no offense, you deserve to be sad because you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the place I go to argue on the internet now, it's not even arguing. I go to Reddit a lot and I like go on like the unpopular opinion and like change my view subreddits. And like honestly, like I've had a lot of great conversations. Like Twitter is just like yelling back and forth.
Exactly.
Like Reddit is
well,
like
a lot of it's like young kids, too, like 14 to like 16-year-olds, even older.
14 to 16-year-olds, literally.
Yes, mentally. Yes, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but moving from that,
yeah, like how we just like got into a whole rant about Twitter.
Moving from that, I had my linguistics midterm this week. I think I did fine, but I thought it was gonna wreck me, so that was kind of nice. And then I have to write an abstract for a project that isn't even due until April tonight before I leave, and I also have to pack and get ready to leave at like 7:30 tomorrow to go back home. And I don't want to do it. And my friends are coming over because like we haven't hung out like at all this week. And I was like, you guys can come over. I'm gonna write my paper and it'll be okay. So, so yeah. But I think we're gonna order Chipotle, so like it's fine.
No, I haven't had Chipotle in so long. Okay. Well, me and I will be together next week. Can we get Chipotle?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, it's a plan.
But how have you been? How's your week?
I mean, it's been fine. Nothing like too interesting going on. I had 2 midterms today as well. It was for art. I didn't study for it. I guessed on almost every question. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this. But I'm like, it's a gen ed. I got a 99% on the first test, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Then I had like my media test, and I think it was relatively easy. I'm pretty sure I got an A. I don't know if I possibly a high B. But yeah. There we go. But yeah, nothing too interesting going on that I can think of.
This week was like too interesting for my it was too much. It was just too much. But I mean, I had to do a monologue in my acting class today, and like I knew it. Like I memorized it. I can do it like right now if you want me to. But like,
was it the Victorious one?
No, I wish, but it was funny. But I like forgot like the lines in it, and I had to be like line, and my teacher was just like, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna do bad. But he's cool. He's a cool guy. I think he'll go easy on me. So
well,
let's hope.
It's spring break, so all your worries can wash away for a week.
Yeah, seriously. I honestly I can't wait to drive home because I started listening to a new true crime podcast, and I'm just gonna pop that on the radio whenever I get into my car. I'll listen to like 6 episodes and then I'll be home hopefully. So, it's fine. Okay, so do you want to jump into the segment?
Yeah.
That was a lot to unpack in the first 8 minutes.
I know. I'm like, wow, okay. Okay, we always start with music, right? Yes.
Yeah,
I think I can never remember.
Who cares? Let's just get into it.
Yeah, okay. So this is our segment, Let's Groove, where we discover new music, switch on and off every week. This week was my week for the music. And a band I like, I knew had some new music that came out in January. The band name is called Sunflower Bean. Interesting name.
It was interesting altogether.
So their new EP, King of the Dudes, recently came out. So I sent to Mia. I was like, I've never listened to this, but I like their other music. So I guess this will be a music for the week. So Mia, what did you think?
This was like an album I would have listened to like my sophomore year of high school and been like, guys, this is like all the rage. Like no one's ever heard this before.
I can see that. Yep.
I mean, I didn't hate it. It wasn't my kind of music now, but like I could tell exactly what it was gonna sound like from the cover art as soon as you sent it. But like it was good. I wasn't expecting it to be a female vocalist. That was a girl, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, she's good. I liked her, but
yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be something I would just like pop on like if I'm like walking to class, just because like I'm not into that like kind of it was like pop rock-ish, but like not really. Yes, so like it was interesting. Like I didn't know people still made music like this. But like I liked it. It wasn't my favorite obviously because like that's just not my vibe anymore, but I mean I enjoyed it. I liked the first song and it was like a girl talking about like I'm king of the dudes. I was like that's me. So it was good. I liked it.
I liked it. It wasn't anything like super special to me. It had a very like almost 80s sound, but I do agree also like pop rock, especially that last song. That was like she like started like sort of screaming like rock. And I was like, okay, I'm down. I really liked Fear City. That was probably my favorite one. I didn't really pay attention to lyrics as much as the sound for this one, which I think is kind of the kind of EP it is. But so it's when I first started listening to it, I was like kind of actually caught off guard because so how I discovered them, I always have to find new music for my radio show. And so their latest album before this, 22 in Blue, popped up. And so I listened to some songs, and I liked it. And I'm pretty sure I've listened to every song on there. I might be lying. I don't know. I can't remember. But their album is more of like a indie pop sort of sound. It's a lot more like chill. Like it does not sound the same. And so I was very caught off guard because I was like, oh, they've changed their sound, which, I mean, bands do all the time. But I prefer their album definitely over this EP. But yeah, I agree. It wasn't like anything. I mean, I think I would have been all over it last year because that was like I listened to a lot more 80s last year. This year, not as much. It's so weird how much your music taste changes like through your life.
No, I mean I think back to like myself and like I mean you knew me when I was like a sophomore in high school. Like first of all, why did you people let me look like that? Second of all, I mean I listened to a lot of like emo rock kind of stuff like Pierce the Veil. Love Pierce the Veil. No shade on them, but that being said, you know, it's just weird to think back and be like, oh, I used to like jam out to that like in the hallway at school and just like, oh, it's a regrettable point of everyone's life. I mean, once in a while I'll revisit it and be like, wow, like this slaps. But I mean, for the most part, I'm just like, why?
Yeah, I agree. I think I probably liked it a little more than you did. Like I was like, this still like chill and like I'll jam to it, but I definitely prefer their album. I'd probably have to go back and re-listen to the album just to make sure. Like, I could literally be totally wrong, but the songs that I know from that album, like that I actually have listened to multiple times, sound nothing like that EP. Like, it's a lot more. I don't know, like.
Yeah, chill, like whenever I saw like the name of the group, I was like, oh, this is gonna be some like.
Yes.
Dippy, like nice, like flower bean. But then it was it was just not like that in this EP. But I mean, I'll have to check out their other music because like I'm just looking at them on Spotify now and like they look cool. So maybe they sound cool too. They do look very 80s though. Like the cover art is like one guy has like a mustache. Like when the last time you actually saw a mustache?
I follow them on Instagram. One time she posted a story and someone put like, they were on like some radio show or something, and she got in her car afterward and she was like, just a PSA to everyone: it is sunflower bean, not beam.
Oh my god.
She's like getting all triggered over it. I mean, I don't blame her, but it was funny.
Sunflower bean. Oh my god, that sounds like a lotion from Bath and Body Works.
It's okay. Do you remember that That's So Raven episode where like all the vegetarians are going crazy over this girl named like Rainbow Sunshine or something? I don't know.
No, what?
She's like, or no, it was like, oh, I forget what her name was, but she's this like hippie singer, and Chelsea's all excited, and Raven meets another sidekick.
Oh,
that's a boy.
Whoa.
And then like the singer gets trapped in a closet or something with Chelsea, I think. And so Raven has to improvise, and she goes up and she's like, my name is Cloud or something like that. And she starts singing like this song. She's like, and then at the end she's like fried chicken, and everyone like starts booing her because they're like all vegetarians.
They're all vegetarians. Oh my god.
Like, the name of it reminds me of that, like my name is Rainbow Cloud.
My gosh, That's So Raven honestly was peak comedy.
I love favorite Disney Channel show of all time. It's so funny. It still makes me laugh so hard.
Do you have anything else to add to the music segment? Because this kind of will segue right into what I'm about to talk about, which I feel like you. Okay, well, so going off of That's So Raven and ex Disney Channel stars, for When Pigs Fly this week. This story isn't like weird, but it's something that I literally never thought would happen in my lifetime.
Okay, so, I know what you're going to talk about, and I had a feeling it was about this, but I was like, well, that's not really like strange news, I guess. But I guess it's sort of strange that it would I never thought it would happen. So
it's not strange within itself, but the fact that it's happening is very odd to me. So we're going to talk about the Jonas Brothers. And they're back. The Jonas Brothers are back, and they are rebranding as just Jonas. And they're going to be released. Yeah. So that's kind of what I think. Well, at least I think that's what I read an article that said that, but I don't know. We'll see. But they are releasing a song at midnight tonight, and we're recording on Thursday. So when you guys hear this tomorrow, you'll be able to check out their new single. Well, crap. Where is it? I lost my place in the article. I think it's called
Sucker.
Sucker. That's what it is. There we go. The page literally just like crashed for some reason. Whatever. But yeah, so they like remade like one of their like videos like from like way back in the day of like
I saw that.
Of Nick and Kevin like flipping a table around, and then Joe walks in. And he's like, the tables have turned. And so they remade that video, and it's super cute. But they have like a new picture. Joe is in a romper or a romp him, whatever you want to call it, because he's a guy.
I love all their outfits.
Oh no, I love all their outfits, but Kevin still is a thumb. So good to see that some things never change. Love Kevin, no shade, but
he's doing great. Oh, I guess Nick is married too.
Yeah, Nick just got married too, and that's like a big joke on Twitter right now is that like the reason they're coming back with new music is so that Nick can pay off his wedding, which like definitely isn't true, but like it's really funny. But yeah, I'm really excited actually, because I mean, like I said, like I never thought the Jonas Brothers would be back and like making music, especially whenever they made that like big statement like a few years ago where they were like, the Jonas Brothers will no longer be a music group, and I'm like, well, you guys are still brothers, so like. Yeah. All right. But
see, I find it so funny because like I remember when Nick Jonas came back with music and everyone was like, yeah. And then I remember when like Joe Jonas came back with his band, whatever it was called, where they sang Cake by the Ocean. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then like Kevin's in the back doing like real estate or something like that.
Yeah. No, he literally has like a real estate company. I was just about to say that.
Like he had like a reality show for it, didn't he? Like for like a short amount of time. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited. They're also.
I'm excited. I want to listen to it. I'm like, this is future new music for our show.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe we'll do a follow up next week. But which, by the way, we will be recording live, like in the same room. So, like, I wonder if that'll like change the feel of it. But they're also doing a bunch of stuff with James Corden on the Late Late Show. Is that his show? I think that's what it's called. Yeah. And they're going to do like carpool karaoke and like they're going to perform live and stuff. So that's something to look forward to if you watch James Corden's night show, which I don't like James Corden, but
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of him. Like, I don't think he's talented. Like, I don't even think he's funny. Like, I can't believe they cast him as the Baker in Into the Woods. Like, that was so annoying. Yeah. But I mean, give the boys the exposure that they need, because I mean, they don't really need it, but you know. Yeah,
I want to know though where the bonus Jonas is. Frankie.
Oh my gosh, Frankie! Yes. Oh my, I love him. I literally love him.
Okay, interesting story though. So Jordan Smith, our friend, she goes to Belmont University here in Nashville, and apparently, according to her at least. So if this is wrong, blame it on Jordan. Apparently, Frankie used to go to Belmont, and then he got kicked out for using drugs.
Wait, I think I've heard that too, actually. Wait, hold up.
And then last year she texted me, she texted me, and she's like, guess who's in like some restaurant I'm in right now? And it was the bonus Jonas. I was like, oh, Jordan, I need you to say hi. And she was like, no, I can't. I was like, Anyway.
He was remember when he was in Ponyo?
Yes, him and Noah Cyrus sang a song.
That was a duo that like made me so happy as a kid because I was like, oh my god, like they're both like little siblings of like the stars.
Yes. Okay, that is a perfect transition though to our topic for today, Ponyo, because I feel like everyone forgot about that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's like one of my favorite Miyazaki films.
When I was a kid, okay, so let's just transition right into it. So today's show is all about obscure childhood media. And what I did, I just tried to remember shows that I had to dig deep. I had to like go online and like type in things, and just slowly all started coming back to me, similar to Guilty Pleasures last week. And I basically listed ones that I either like. Most of these shows, I don't even really remember what they're about. I also included video games. But like I don't really remember what they're about, but I just remember them and being in like no one talks about them. But Ponyo. Okay, I did not plan on starting this one, but since you mentioned it, I remember when that came out and I was so excited. I wanted to see it really badly, and my family did not want to see it. They're like, that looks stupid. But my mom was nice and took us to the theater anyway, 2 weeks after it came out, I think. It was not in theaters anywhere near us. They took it off because I guess it was doing so poorly in the theaters. And so I was so sad. I know. And so then I had to wait. I haven't seen it in years. We should watch that when I go home. But I remember seeing it on DVD later on. But I remember singing the song like, Ponyo, Ponyo, Ponyo. She's a little fish. Da, 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 da. So, but that just like brought back so many memories.
Yeah.
But that is a good movie. I like. Yeah,
it's so good. I mean, the thing I don't get is that like, Hayao Miyazaki, what's the production company? Studio Ghibli. Like all those movies are so good, and I wish obviously they have like a huge fan base, but I feel like if you ask like the average person like, oh, like what's your favorite like Studio Ghibli movie, like they're gonna be like, what? Like, but there's so many good ones, like they're beautiful, like they're honestly like the animation in all of them is like so pretty, and like I wish like more people like watched those movies, because I feel like only like people like that I know like personally like really actually like know what they are, and that annoys me because they're all good. And Ponyo was good.
I love Ponyo. I also loved Kiki's Delivery Service. I haven't seen that in so long too.
So good.
Confession though, I've never seen My Neighbor Totoro. How do you say that?
Totoro. It's a good one. I haven't seen it in a long time. I need to like revisit literally all of the movies.
We should just like do a marathon.
Yeah, seriously, we should. But like all of them, like Spirited Away, Grave of the Fireflies, like all great movies.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
But yeah, no, Ponyo is. I hadn't even thought of Ponyo until I just looked that up a second ago about the Bonus Jonas. But coming off of that, I'm gonna talk about. It's a Disney original movie. I don't know if you remember this, but it's called Quince.
I've heard of it. I didn't watch it as a kid.
I watched it whenever it first premiered on Disney Channel, which was in I couldn't have. It was Whoa, Mandela Effect. Mandela. It literally came out in 2000. I would have been like 1. Whoa, that's weird. Because I swear I saw it like premiere, but it must have been just like a rerun of it. But great movie. It's like about this girl and her parents, like, and her mom is pregnant and she's having quintuplets. And so then like they basically like forget that like they have another daughter because they're like they have their hands full with like 5 new children. But it's so good, and like I wish I wonder if there's like a database somewhere where literally all of the and like the Disney movies, the original Disney Channel movies are on, because like I feel like it's not like they put them on like DVD or like on tape or anything when we were kids. So like how can we watch them? It like makes me so mad because like so many of them were so good. And like the
I know at least quite a few I think are on like the Disney Channel app if you just type in your login thing, but I could be wrong. Yeah, provider.
Yeah, but like I'm kind of counting this with like a lot of like the Disney Channel original movies, because like no one talks about them anymore. Like we all have these memories of all these movies, but like where are they at? They're just lost. It's like lost.
Remember Okay, first of all, Stuck in the Suburbs, one of my favorite movies, like, of all time. That has Brenda Song and Danielle Panabaker in it.
Yeah, I love Brenda Song. She's
and that one guy from SNL. I forget his name though. But then another one, what was it? Oh, like What's Hiding Under the Bed, or like something under the bed. It was about the boogeyman, and I remember watching that. I should have included that in the one about childhood trauma, because that scared me for like years.
Oh my gosh.
And I only remember seeing like a clip of the boogeyman, and I never hear anything about it. I've never like heard of it, like talked about or anything. Everyone just talks about like Xenon, which honestly I didn't even like really watch.
No, everyone talks about Xenon, High School Musical, and what's the other one? Twitches and Halloween Town. Those are like the 4 main like Disney Channel movies that everyone knows. But like when I like think about like Jump In. Do you remember Jump In?
I love Jump In. One of my favorite movies.
It is my dad loves that movie because it was all about like boxing and stuff. And like I absolutely love Jump In. And like I feel like that's a really underrated one that like no one talks about.
That got me into jump roping when I was a kid. Yeah. I used to be really good at jump roping. And I love Keke Palmer, one of my first celebrity crushes. I loved wow.
There's so many. There's literally so many that are.
Do you remember like Double Teamed? I think it was about these twin girls who played basketball.
No, I've never heard of that one.
That one's good. I haven't seen it in so long. The Color of Friendship is another really good one.
Aww.
Do you remember that one?
Wait, what was it? Wait, what was that about?
Color of Friendship. It was like about this this white girl from England, like, is an exchange student for this black family, but like I guess in like her country she has like a black maid and they kind of treat him like trash. I don't really remember I haven't seen it in a really long time either, but like all those movies, like just so good. All the ones like prior to like High School Musical, really, well, Jump In is the exception there. Wendy Becoming Soldier, that was another great one.
Yes, I love that one. Oh my god, Brenda Song was killing it in like the early 2000s, but where is she now? Like, what is she up to? Do you know?
She's like, I recently like saw she was on like Macaulay Culkin's podcast. I didn't listen to it, but she was on there, and I think she was like in a movie with Seth Green. I don't know. It was the weirdest crossover of all time
that I think ever come out of your mouth. Brenda Song was on Macaulay Culkin's podcast. Literally, what? I love that though.
Go look it up. Yeah,
I'll have
listen
to.
On your way home.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Oh, just gone a big rant on Disney Channel original movies. Okay.
We love Disney Channel.
I think I'm gonna start with video games because I have less of those, and then I can pick and choose TV shows.
So that's perfect.
Okay, so first one this is the first video game that I ever beat by myself. It was called Dragon Quest Rocket Slime. It was this DS game, and it was like it's a franchise, like maybe not franchise. I don't.
They're coming out with a new Dragon Quest soon, aren't they? Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. Wow.
Oh yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of Dragon Quest games, but this is the only one that matters. Actually, I can't say that for sure because I've never played any of the other ones. But
I mean, there's 11 of them apparently.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was all about it was all about the cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. No, I do that for everything.
Yeah.
And as no exception, as a kid, there was this little blue like slime pointy thingy. And I was like, I love that. And I was like, I looked at the back, and this game, Mia, if you saw this game, you would be like, yep, this is 100% Patrick. Because it's just filled with a bunch of weird little like slime characters, all part of this family. And you play this little blue slime guy that stretches and like kills all these fun little cute enemies.
Aww.
And like you have to get into these big robot battles and like throw these things. You can also throw like people inside the cannons and like shoot them at the other giant robot. And I don't know, it was like such a fun game. I loved it so much. It was I remember beating it, I think, from like 3rd grade to 4th grade, and I was like so proud. We had to write something on the first day of 4th grade about like our favorite items, and I put that on the list because I was like, this is the very first video game that I ever beat by myself without my brother's help.
Aw, that's cute. So, I love that.
It is a amazing game. I haven't played it in so long. I always think I'm like, maybe I should break that back out and like restart it. But it is, I just love that game so much. But I mean, I've never heard anything about it. I've like looked up things on YouTube before, but like but I haven't seen, like, yeah, there are people who obviously know about it, but like not that many.
Not enough.
And we used to have this video store. It wasn't Best Buy, but it was like basically Best Buy. It was a video rental store. It wasn't Family Video either. When we lived in Branson, Missouri, and there was like a Rocket Slime PS2 controller, and I wanted it so bad, and now it's gosh, I think hundreds of dollars on eBay. Back then it was probably like 40. And
think about how you could have bought that then, and then you still had it. You could have sold it for literally whatever.
I sold it though because I like love that thing. It was I just love that game so much.
Aww. Okay. So the video game I have on my list is, I think it's from a pretty popular game franchise called Jak and Daxter. But this was like one of those things where it's like I wasn't sure if it actually happened or if I just like came up with it. Like, because I looking back, like, I had a PSP, right? Like a portable little PlayStation thing. And it was like, I used it mainly to watch movies. Like I had Are We There Yet with like Ice Cube, like on like
love
disc.
That movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
What you want, baby, I got it.
The video or the version of that song is so much better than the original.
So good, so good.
But the video game that I had with it was called Daxter, and it was like I've never, like, I don't even know like how I came into the possession of this game, because I don't think I would have bought it like just looking at it when I was like 10. And like it's basically, you're this little like ferret, okay? Like it's like he's this little red ferret named Daxter, and he can talk, and like he's his best friend is named Jack, and that's like what the main series is about. And this is like a spinoff. And Jack is missing, and so you're basically like on a quest to find him. I don't know. I never beat the game. I would always get to one part that I couldn't get past, and I didn't know how to like look it up online at that point. So like it just, you're in this city, and like you get hired by like this bug like extermination company, and you have to like go to like different places in this part of the game and like exterminate all the bugs. And like that's all I remember about it. Like I never beat it. I would always get to this one part, and like that would be it, and then I would turn it off and I would like start it over. Like I would literally just play the game, like start it over again. And I don't even know where my PSP went, let alone like this game. And like I would love to revisit it and like see if I could like still beat it, or like if I could even get to that point. But there were also like these weird parts where it was like he would go to sleep, and during like his sleep he would dream, and like it would be like these mini game like dream sequences, and like there were like a bunch of like different themes. Like there was one that was like based off of like the Matrix, and like Indiana Jones, and like it was such an odd game, and I have no idea how I got it. I don't think like my parents would have bought it for me, because like they would have just taken me out to like pick out what I wanted. But like I really like, that's the only memory I have with it. I just remember having it one day and like playing it, but I don't remember.
What was it called again?
It's called Daxter. Like that's it, just Daxter. And like it was fun. PSP. Like I liked it, but yeah, I have no idea what happened to it. I don't even know where my PSP is.
Oh,
but that was
I recognize the character.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never played it, but I recognize the character.
Yeah, like the main series is like really popular, but like I've never like seen anyone talk about like, oh, like Daxter's such a good game, like the spinoff. And like I've never even played the original, so I don't even know why I would have bought the spinoff.
Yeah, my roommate has this game, Jak and Daxter.
God. That's so funny.
For like PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, and maybe that's why it was a spinoff, because it was on the PSP, which was like I guess a newer device, you know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was my one video game that like I just remember playing, but I have no idea like how I got it. So that's
my next video game is, where did it go? Oh, Ape Escape. Have you ever heard of that? Hello?
Sorry. Wait, you like cut out for a second. I'm sorry.
Ape Escape. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, so when I was a little kid, my best friend Grant, he had this game called Ape Escape, and he would play it, and I thought it was so cool. They had like, basically, you literally had like this weird, crazy doctor like creates this helmet to put on apes to make them like, I don't know, act crazy. Apes already act crazy, but they like could like actually do stuff. I don't know. I don't really remember the whole premise, but basically your whole goal is to stop this evil scientist and to catch all the apes and like take off their helmets.
So basically, like SpongeBob, the movie with the chum bucket helmets.
Yes, kind of. But then there were these boss monkeys, and they were all these like super weird colors and like super weird quirks about them. Mm-hmm. And I remember this giant, you know what, let me look it up. Actually, I'm going to have you look up the picture too, just so you can see.
Okay.
I've been like Ape Escape, giant yellow monkey boss. Cause I think.
Oh, giant yellow monkey. It came right up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What?
Yes.
That's look not even a monkey. That's like a.
I know. I don't know. Like, look at a picture of its full body. It's like in a sumo thing.
It's like. For those of you listening, I'm going to describe this picture to you to my best ability. So it's a giant yellow man. He's very round. He has stars where his nipples should be, and if you have ever like. I don't even know how I would describe his face. Like, he kind of looks like the one Pokemon that I can't think of the name of, but he has really big lips and big eyes and no nose. And he's wearing a belt and his legs are crossed like he has to pee. So just to put it into perspective, what we're looking at right now.
If you go over some, you can look at the picture of like all the bosses, I think.
Oh.
There's like a little guy in a blue, and he looks weirder in this one.
He's definitely the odd one out in this. His legs are still crossed, like he has to pee. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they're so bad. It was for PlayStation 1, but I remember my friend fighting this giant yellow monkey, and I thought it was like, I don't know. I really like the yellow monkey for some reason. And so
you would.
I know. Yeah, I know. But like, since I was into it so much, I wanted to buy it, but I never did. And then I got a PlayStation 3 a long time ago. Not that long, actually. Like, I was in high school. And then I like went out to the exchange and bought Ape Escape. 1 and 3. I started playing 1. I don't think I got very far, but I absolutely love those games. And I just remember like playing it with my friend, well, more like watching my friend play it, but I just thought it was like so cool and like such a weird, fun concept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like when you think back to like those PlayStation 1 games, like I had one where it was all the old arcade games, but like you could walk around and like go into the different rooms and stuff. And like, that was my favorite. Like, I wish I had more PlayStation 1 games growing up, because my parents had one.
Oh,
and I had one.
Yeah,
like,
that's what my siblings played a lot. That in GameCube. So like we had a few. There was one like called Croc that my sister loved. I absolutely love playing it. And then Spyro, I actually got really far on Spyro. I think that's why I kind of stopped playing Ape Escape, because I was playing Spyro so much.
Yeah.
Whenever I got PlayStation 3, and then like Crash Bandicoot. Oh, love those games.
Yeah. Okay, well, next one I have this is more of like a collection of things that's under this one company. So when I was little, my grandmom and Annie would take me to the library, and I would pick out like, you know, like a book, but I would always go to the movies. And like, if you ever been to like the children's section of like the movies and like the tapes and stuff, like in like probably like 2005, 2006, there was some weird stuff in there, like really weird stuff. And the last thing I'm going to talk about. I don't
remember it well enough.
My gosh, I do. Well, and yeah, but there's like one thing I'm going to talk about at the end of the episode that also talks about this. But there were these movies, and the company is called We Sing, and it's like all of like, it's like the one I'm thinking of is called We Sing in Sillyville. And so what happens, I actually watched it the other day because I found it on YouTube and I watched it and like I watched it, it's trash, like actual garbage. But like when I was a kid, I thought it was like the coolest stuff ever because like it uses like puppetry and like there was a dog in it and like there was a girl. And basically what's happening in We Sing in Sillyville is these two little kids, there's a boy and a girl and their dog, and they get like they go into their coloring book basically, and they've colored in pretty much like everything in the coloring book except for this one girl who's like the main other character, and she's like all in black and white, and when they're in like the storybook world, like everything's so vibrant and colorful and like the trees can talk and stuff, and it is just so odd. Like I don't even know like what the purpose of it was, like to show this to kids, like because like that's the whole thing is that it's like we sing like learning through music. So but like I don't really know what I was supposed to learn from it, but like I loved it growing up. Like they had a bunch of movies and they were always at the Bethel Park Library, and like
We Sing in Sillyville.
Yeah, we sing in Sillyville. And so like there were always these movies. So I watched like I'd seen like all of them. And I want to go back over spring break and like see if any of them are still there by chance. I mean, I doubt it because like they were cassette tapes, and like I don't even think they would, or not cassette tapes, VHS tapes. And like I don't even think they would have those at the library anymore. I mean,
yeah, like, I have no idea.
Like I don't even have like.
I'm looking at pictures of this. That tree is really creepy.
Oh yeah, I know. So weird. So like it's very odd. But I was all over that when I was little. And like then like you know as I get older, like I'm not gonna be watching like that stuff anymore. Like I want to watch Harry Potter. Like I want to watch like good stuff. Mm-hmm. And so then like it popped into my brain like actually earlier this year, because I was thinking back about like all the stuff I watched when I was little, and like that was one of them. But I couldn't remember what it was called. So I literally like just Googled black and white girl like colorful land thing, and it came up. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. But yeah, it was.
I love when that happens.
Like when I found that, I know it was like really satisfying. But yeah, that's mine, because I mean I'm looking now and like they have like an app now, and like they have like yeah, there's like I mean there are books and stuff. Like it's pretty cool. But I mean I don't know who's watching. I mean it says on here 40th anniversary, so like they're old. But yeah, so that's that.
Okay. I have another video game. It's called The Legendary Starfy. It was for the DS.
Wait, yeah.
Okay, do you remember it? Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was such a cute game.
Yes, I remember seeing the ads for it, and I was like, I have to get that game, and I bought it, and I would get always to this one part, and I could never. The stars were so cute, like. I you know me, just like I just like all the little like cutesy characters or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the little there was this one part that I could not get past, and then years later I revisited it and I still couldn't get past, and now I'm like it's the same thing with like Rocket Slime where I'm like, should I go back? And I'm like, maybe I should try and like actually beat it this time and like restart it. But basically you just played this like starfish. Mm-hmm. But there was also like a bunny down there, like with a suit, like an astronaut suit. I guess, or like Sandy. There's a pink starfish, and you could like dress your starfish like in different little like cute costumes, and you're like fighting against like robot things.
It always reminded me of Kirby, like Kirby games.
Yes,
like that's like actually like that. It directly connected to that for me.
Yes. Oh, I love that game so much.
Yeah, it's so cute.
This is like making me want to like break out my DS.
I know.
And, like,
I don't know where any of my handheld.
Oh, really? I have my DS like in my closet right next
to
me.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've like searched through my house. I have no clue where they could have gone. I'm gonna look again because like I'm dying to have my DS, because like listen, like I sit in class and do nothing all the time, and like honestly, like I can keep it under my desk, like I'll play it, like I don't care, like so I just need something like that. I have an emulator on my computer that I can like play games on, but it's not the same. It is not the same.
Yeah, so if you see me next week with my DS, don't judge.
Yeah, no, there should be no judgment for playing your DS at 19, 20, because I mean, there's so many good games on it. Like, I want to play Animal Crossing. Like, that's what I want right now.
I'd actually never played that, but I know I would love it.
No, yeah, you would love it. I love Isabelle. She's my favorite. And she's in Smash now, so it's great.
Okay, next one.
Yeah, so this one is actually really good. I want to like watch. I actually want to like rewatch like all of it because like it like even now like it's like such a good concept for a show. But this is a show called Happily Ever After: Fairy Tales for Every Child, and it aired on HBO. I think HBO Family. It was on HBO Family growing up. I would always watch it. It's so good. And basically, what it does is each episode like tells a fairy tale, like a common or uncommon fairy tale for that matter, because like I didn't even know some of them, but each one has a fairy tale it tells, but it tells it like in a different culture every single time. So
that's really
like
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So it will be like for example, like in the Hansel and Gretel episode, like it would be like it like took place in Mexico, and the characters weren't Hansel and Gretel. It was like Hanselito and Gretelita. Like that was like their names. And so yeah, I know. Like, but like honestly, like it was so cool because like I like it did teach me a lot about like people like I hadn't even thought about. Like there's a lot of stories that like take place in like Africa, and like there was even one where it's in Louisiana, like in the bayous of like Louisiana.
Okay.
And I remember there was like it talked a lot about like I think like voodoo stuff and like Creole kind of things. It was cool. Like I mean, it's a great idea for a show. But it's also really old. It like I think it aired in 1995. So like they were still playing it like up on HBO Family when I was a kid. And there were a lot of like celebrity appearances on it, like as like voice actors. Like Whoopi Goldberg was in an episode, like George Takei.
Love that.
Gosh, I'm trying to think, like I'm trying to look through here and see other people. But like I know that was like a big like marketing point, like, and like the commercials for it, they would always like talk about like your favorite celebrities, like retelling of, you know, like Rapunzel or something like that. I mean, it's a cool show, but like I hadn't even thought about it until I started like researching for this episode. And like I really want to go back and watch some of it because like it is a cool concept for a kids show. Like it's like I don't know. I really liked it growing up. Like it was a lot of fun. But yeah.
Yeah, I really like that concept. So my next one is I'm now moving into like website games, I guess, or like computer games. So this game was called Adventure Quest. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, look up a picture because I feel like young you would have been all over this.
Yeah, probably.
Basically, like I guess an RPG almost. I don't know. But my brother would play it, and so he got me hooked. And you could like basically like you could create your own character, and then you go through all these lands, and you can like get these little pets, and you can like meet all these like really weird like creatures. I mean, it's like a pretty basic concept of a game. I think it might still be running because I looked it up earlier.
Yeah, I'm on the website right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I absolutely loved it as a kid, and I loved like making my character's skin like a weird color, like green or something, and like making my hair blue.
Yes.
And just like getting all the like weird pets. Like I didn't really care about fighting people as much. Oh, and you could also get like dragons or something. So I would always fight the dragons because I think like that's how you could get them or something. I don't know. But I thought the game was so cool, and I would play that all the time. And I remember I used to play on like our big box computer in my brother's room.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about those. My grandparents had one, and it would be like, you would have to like go underneath and like hit the switch and then turn on the monitor. And like, oh my gosh. I
remember sometimes it would take so long. Like I remember one time, this was because the website wasn't working, but you know, dumb me was just like kept waiting. I literally like went in, started it, and then like I kept waiting, and so then I went in to go like watch an episode of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, came back and it still wasn't working. I was like, why is it taking so long? But I love that game. I feel like you have definitely loved it.
I probably would have. I mean, I love like RPG kind of games and stuff, so that's so funny. My next one is a movie. And like, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. It's called The Indian in the Cupboard. Have you ever heard of it? Well, this was like another one of those things where it's like I don't know how I got this movie or how I watched it, but I just remember coming.
I think I've heard of this, or maybe you've told me about it. I don't really remember.
I came home from school one day and it was recorded on the DVR. So I was like, let's watch it. And so I watched it and it's really good. I want to watch it again now because I hadn't thought about it in years. But basically it's this little boy and he gets like, it's his birthday and he gets this like old wooden cupboard and like this like Native American like stick figure guy. And so he sticks him like in the cupboard like overnight and then he opens it up and like he's alive, like he's a little person. And so like that's like basically what the whole plot of the movie is. And it's like super cool because like then he'll put like his other action figures like in the thing. And like I think it's like the whole like plot or like the conflict is that like it's like he puts in like a soldier or something and like wants to like kill like the Indian or something. Like I think that's what happens. I honestly don't remember, but I think it's something like that. But yeah, I mean that was like something like I have never heard anyone else talk about this movie before. And like I said, I have no idea how I just like it just showed up on my DVR one day. And you know, I ended up loving it just by chance. So I mean it's pretty cool, but it's definitely one of those odder movies that like
also just a weird name in general.
Yeah, the Indian in the cupboard, like what? It's very strange, but I mean it's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but no, but like there was like one scene where he gave him like a bunch of like little sticks and like stuff and he made like a whole little like camp for himself like outside and it's like so cute. Like I loved it. Like I was like I would always like take like my little like action figures or like whatever I was playing with and being like come alive, like I want to talk to you. So funny. But yeah, that one's kind of that one's really obscure because I've never heard anyone
I've never heard of that
before.
So this is my last like game. So I'm sure you remember Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yes, right? I love that show.
Great show.
I love cheese.
You know what I may have mentioned this honestly on the podcast before. But Big Fat Awesome House Party. It was this game on Cartoon Network where you like made your own imaginary character and then you went through and just like did a bunch of chores in the house or like tasks. And it was so much fun. I don't know why, like what made it so much fun, but like people loved it. And I remember I would log on all the time. And then a few years passed after I'd kind of stopped playing it. I looked it up and then like they like showed a little website and they're like, the party is over. Like we had to shut down the game, blah, blah, blah. And I was so sad. And I wish like I could play it. Like someone should do that with like how they did with Club Penguin, how you were talking about last week. I'm like, someone should do that with that game because that game was so much fun. Honestly, it might like looking at me just describing it just now. I'm like, really, was it really that fun or was that me just like as a kid having fun? I don't know, but I loved that game. Yeah,
that was like the sandwich stacking game on Kim Possible's website on Disney.
Are you thinking? I'm thinking of the sandwich stacking.
Lilo and Stitch. I'm sorry. Yes. My bad. Yes. I always played the other Kim Possible games as well. My bad.
Yes. Okay, that's actually a really good transition into this next one. Can I mention my next one too? Okay. Yeah. So on Disney Channel, there's this TV show called The Buzz on Maggie. Look it up. I feel like you'll remember it if you look it up. Maybe not. It was about this little fly girl that like wanted to be a rock star or something. I don't really remember that much about it, but I remember.
Oh, wait, I remember this. Wait.
Yes. And I mean, I enjoyed watching it, but the game, there was a game on the Disney Channel website that like you surfed on this like leaf. And I mean, it was like a typical game. Like you can play all kind of games, but I used to play that all the time. That and like the sandwich game and a few other Disney Channel games, obviously. Yeah, but I would play that all the time.
My go-to Disney game was the Lilo and Stitch one and the Kim Possible like time travel one. I loved that game. It was like I never even got through it all the way because it was like actually like kind of hard looking back on it. But like Disney Channel games were popping back in the day. Like, I don't know what they're up to now, but I mean, that was where my internet addiction started. Like, let's be real.
Yes. No, this game was like, so much fun. And I like went back, I think like my sophomore year of high school, and I like found a website where you could play it. It was so laggy, but it was so much fun. I loved it, and like really brought me back.
I love that. I only have one more, and this is like my big finish. Like I've been searching for this for years. Like so, like I have posted on TV tropes. I have posted on Tip of My Tongue, the subreddit, the Tip of My Tongue subreddit. No one knows what I'm talking about. No one has any recollection of this movie, but I do. And I know I didn't come up with it because I know I rented it from the library multiple times because I liked it so much. But I have no idea what it's called. But it was like the cover of it. It was a VHS tape. And it was like, it was all done in puppetry. And it was a girl with black hair and her cat. And the cat could talk. And they were like best friends. And like, I remember one episode, like she got mad at the cat. And like, that was the whole thing. And I have no idea what this show is called. Like, I don't even care about it anymore. Like, I don't want to watch it. I just want to know that it's real. And I want to know that, like, it's out there and that I didn't just dream this up, like, one day. Because, like, I have no idea. Like, does that even ring a bell to you, like, at all?
Nope.
Like, I know it was called something. It was, like, a name and something. And I always thought that, like, the two characters were those two names. But it was, like... but it wasn't like their names. Like I know because I asked my nanny it when I was little, and she was like, no, I don't think that's his name. I think that's just like describing him. So it's like her name, and then like something like describing like the cat or something. It's so weird. I have no, like that's the real reason I want to go back to the library over spring break, just to see if they have it, because I need to find it. Like I will never be satisfied with life until I find out that this movie actually exists and no one knows what I'm talking about online. And like, I just feel like I'm crazy, but it's fine. I'll find it eventually, I guess. But
one day. On your deathbed.
Like, seriously, I have no idea where. Like, I'm mad. And this is like making me angry now because like I feel like I'm never gonna find it, and I can't live with that. Like, that's not good enough. So, yeah. So that was my big one. That when I think of like obscure things from my childhood, like that's the one that sticks out. And like I've asked like all my friends, I've asked my family, like no one knows what I'm talking about, but I know it happened. Unless I just had like, it's like just one big fever dream that I came up with when I was like 6. But I just know I had it when I was old enough to read because I read the label. So that's that on that. Because if anyone knows what I'm talking about, please let me know, because it's literally like it's digging into me like how much I need to find this movie.
That's not like that's not that detailed though. I mean, like
I know, but
girl
like
with black hair and a black cat.
No, but like that's the thing, is that like I literally went on the Wikipedia page for every single like movie that's been made for children with puppetry in it, and I searched through every single name, and nothing rang a bell, and like everything that did ring a bell wasn't it. So I think I'm just crazy.
You need to like go through and just click everyone and see.
I know, I seriously do, but that there was like so many. Like there were literally 2 separate Wikipedia pages for it because it was so much. So
one day.
Yeah. So in conclusion, I'm literally insane. And I need to find it, or else I will never die peacefully unless I have knowledge that this thing exists. But whatever, it's fine.
Okay. I have still like a bunch more that, and like I don't really remember that much about each one, so I'm just gonna like kind of go through them really quickly, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Okay, first one, Dave the Barbarian. Did you watch
that? Oh my gosh, you just unlocked a part of my brain that has not been touched in years. Oh my gosh, I remember that show. That's so funny. Me and my friends, or me and my cousins, would always play that in the pool at my aunt's house.
Me and my brother used to love that show, and like I remember getting like a McDonald's toy of like the Little Sisters club that you could like blow up and hit people with, and like I loved that show as a kid, and the little evil pig, and I remember the song too. That show was so good, but no one talks about it, and I'm like, why aren't more people talking about it? And I think one time I did see it on something, but someone's talking about how like bad of a show it was. I was like, do not come for David the Barbarian like that. It's such a good show, and I loved watching that. I think it was on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Or like Jetix or whatever.
Yeah.
Great show. Like I miss it. I wish I could watch it again. Next one, Pucca.
What did you just call me? I've never heard of that.
Pucca. You've never look it up because maybe it'll ring a bell. It was on Jetix. No? Okay, so it was this weird cutesy like Japanese thingy, and I was like obsessed with it. Like obsessed. Like I went online, like remember last week how I was like, maybe, I don't know if I was telling you about this. No, I wasn't. But I would just like save random pictures of like shows that I liked. But this one, I literally like printed out pictures from their Disney Channel website, and then I like drew Pucca characters and like made this little poster. I might still have it somewhere, honestly. But like I love this show. And then years down the road, my cousin really liked it too. And then years down the road, me and my other cousins, like it was on Amazon Prime for a little while, and we would watch it. And literally, the show's for like it says 4 to 6 year olds. No, like we went back and watched it. There's nothing bad in it. They barely even talk. Like the character Pucca and Garu, they don't talk at all. I feel like you would like it, Mia. Maybe not.
Yeah, I probably would. Honestly, I'm looking at it. But this seems like something you would buy. Like this is like the kind of like thing that would be on like a folder that you found at like Hot Topic. And you would like go in 6th grade and be like, I'm hot. Like, this is my folder. Like,
yes. But it is so funny. Like, there's so many. It's just so weird. It's so up my alley, and it's like, me and my cousins still reference it all the time. Just like with a bunch of Ping Pong Pucca is the best episode, by the way, if you're going to go and watch it. It's just so weird and so funny. There's like a Santa Claus character in there for some reason. Don't ask me why, but it's so funny. I love that show so much.
I have one honorable mention actually because it came into my brain whenever you said Dave the Barbarian. But do you remember Tak and the Power of Juju?
Oh yeah, I remember my brother playing that video game before.
Yeah, it was a video game, and then it became a TV show that no one watched.
I didn't like the TV show that much. I liked the video game though.
Yeah, no, I just remember the theme song was like Tak 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 and the Power of Juju. Like that is stuck in my head constantly now, I feel like.
Oh really?
Like that's all I remember from the show, and then it's one of the characters is like the same voice as the guy who voices Kronk.
Yes.
Yeah, that's literally all I remember about it. Don't remember the plot, but yeah, that's it.
Okay, this next one. Do you remember Mucha Lucha?
Nope.
Look it up. Okay, it was about these little kid wrestlers. Like everyone was a wrestler in this world. Don't ask me why. I don't really remember that much about it, but I saw something about it on Instagram the other day, and I was like, I forgot about this show. And I watched the theme song. I was like, man, I like loved this show as a kid. I used to have like a little figurine of one of them, I think.
This reminds me of El Tigre. Do you remember El Tigre?
El Tigre, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
It might be the same designer. I don't know. That could just be like racist or something. But that was another like great cartoon that I remember. I absolutely loved it. I don't remember anything about it though. Do you remember the show Ubi?
Oh my God, Ubi. Weirdest show ever. So weird.
I loved it as a kid. I don't remember anything about it other than just the hands being like.
And the feet. There's one where there's like a foot, and like it's like a foot, and it has little eyes.
Oh,
and like honestly, I think that show was ruined for me. Not ruined for me, but like the memory of that show was ruined for me because there was a creepypasta I read when I was 13 that was like it was like Dark Ubi, and like I read that and I was like, oh my God. No, it wasn't actually called that, but like that was like the premise of it. It was like this TV show that was like Ubi, but like then it would be like scary. So yeah.
Like severed hands.
Yeah, literally.
I like that was one of the first ones I thought of. Buzz on Maggie was the first one I thought of, but then I was like, what was that show with the like weird hands? And I had to look it up, like show with hands.
Ubi.
And it brought it up, Ubi,
also,
right away.
Why would they call it that? Like Ubi? Like
yeah, why would they call it? I mean, like why would they even make it like this is literally just someone took like little eyes and put them on their hands.
Yeah, you're right.
My mom used to have those little eye things though, and I used to play with them all the time. And I was like, "Ooby."
Oh my god.
I love that show. Okay. The Weekenders.
You were into a lot of more obscure stuff than I was. I feel like I only talked about like where did you find this?
Look it up. Okay, well this one I like was going through and like trying to find old shows, and I saw the picture and I had to click on it. I ended up having to like watch a stupid Watch Mojo video to figure out what the name of it was. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember watching it some. But it was apparently like a super popular show, but everyone forgot about it. But like someone once said, like a critic said, like it like took over Pokemon. Like it was more famous than that.
How have I never
don't know.
Heard this?
I have no idea. I
have one more after you go for this one. It's popped through my head.
You go now.
Okay. Code Lyoko. Did you watch that growing up?
I almost added that one. Literally, I was like, no, I know. I feel like a lot of people know about that one, but maybe not.
I don't know if they do or not, but like, I feel weird talking about it in case they don't, because like the premise of it is just so odd that like if I were to explain it, they would just be like, what? Because it's like,
my brother
okay,
used to watch it all the time.
I love Lyoko. Like I thought it was so cool how they switched from the 2D animation style to the 3D animation style, and like the sequences. Oh, so cool. But like I watched it a few like months ago, I think, and like they reused a lot of like shots that they had in previous episodes, like the scene like where they're all running down like the sewer to get to like the lab. Like they reused that in like 4 episodes. It's funny. Yeah, it's so funny.
I watch a lot of like cartoon critique things, like media critique things, and some specifically for cartoons. And I've heard people say things like how much they love Code Lyoko. And maybe that's why I didn't add it, because I was like, I've seen every cartoon person on YouTube talk about it. But I mean, good show, though. I think I've heard someone mention before, like it is a good show, but like it has some problems with the like style or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a wacky kind of show, but like it's good. But like, yeah. Okay,
this next one you will know for sure, Mia. Boobas.
Oh my god, love Booba. I bought you a Booba.
I know, I still have it. Honestly, I need to bring it to college. Like I love it. It's Mia for my, what was it, my 17th birthday, I think.
It was your 16th.
16th maybe. Backstory. When I was a kid, I loved Boobas. They were just these floating fat furry things that just floated around, did nothing, and just like spoke gibberish. Don't know why, but I loved it. And I had a little stuffed animal one of a blue one. And then I also had a little orange one. And then I think my parents sold it in a yard sale. Not salty. Something like that. I don't know. It somehow disappeared. And so I was telling Mia about it. And then for my birthday, she got me a giant Booba. And like probably this, I'm bigger than like a toddler, or about the size of a toddler.
That was not easy to find. It's one of the best gifts I've ever given someone.
Yes, it's one of the best gifts I've ever received. I was so happy.
Off of eBay.
I love it so much.
I bought it off of eBay, so I hope you washed it before you like cuddled with it or anything, because you don't know where it came from.
Not.
Oh well, you're fine. So.
I mean, it's been living in my house.
That was not an easy gift to find, because like think about like how much Booba merch is out in the world, like probably like 3 things.
Right. I loved it so much. I'm still so grateful for that gift. I love it so much.
I'm glad I could fulfill your Booba needs.
Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna list some off now. Static Shock. I'm sure you've heard of that. Yes. No?
Wait, maybe? Okay. Static Shock?
It was about this like black superhero that could like do stuff, electric stuff. I don't know. That one's less obscure. Like I see people talk about it a lot more. For a while it was really obscure though. Me and my brother used to watch it. It was like an action TV show. Mr. Meaty.
Oh my god. We're not talking. We can't. We don't have enough time to get into the depth of Mr. Meaty, but we will save it for another episode, because there are so many things wrong with that.
I just remember watching that as a kid. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Okay, Making Fiends. It was this weird cartoon I remember coming out. It lasted like a very short amount of time.
I've heard the name. I don't think I've ever seen it though.
Maybe look it up. I don't know. You might recognize it or not. It was about this like girl who made like fiends, but then there's this nice girl named Charlotte, and everyone was scared of the girl.
I've seen this. Yeah.
But yeah.
Weird show. Real weird show.
Weird show. The next two are animes. Shinzo was this anime that me and my brother used to watch every week, and it was so exciting. It was about like this. They would all like. It was this group of superheroes, and they would all like transform. Like they were all really cartoony looking, and then they would transform into these super cool heroes. Like, and one of the heroes was this fat giant cat that looked all cutesy, and he had these cute little kids. And then they would all transform into these like ferocious lion warrior things. Really weird, but great show. My brother was actually just recently talking about it and how he was watching it again. Zatch Bell is an anime. I actually have a video game for this, and it was about these like puppets that were controlled by these things. I feel like you would have been all over this, Mia, as a kid. Actually,
I probably would be now. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like, and like there was this like super creepy one where the puppet like took control of its master or whatever, and me and my brother used to watch that all the time too. It was such a good show. And then, two more honorable mention video games. Sorry, I'm just like, I like had to dig for my memories. So like, Wario World. It was about Wario. It was for the GameCube.
Wait, was that the one where you made games and stuff?
No.
Oh, I think I forget. Oh, that was like oh gosh, I don't even remember. But there was like a Wario game where it was like Wario World make stuff.
Oh, WarioWare. Yeah.
Oh, WarioWare.
Like
that's
popular.
it.
Like they still make those, honestly, I think.
Yeah.
But Wario World, it was like you play as Wario and you go through like this weird world with all these weird characters and collect money and all this stuff. And I rented it as a kid and I absolutely loved it. And then years later, I went to the exchange and I bought it and I played it for a really long time. I got pretty far. And then I got stuck and I kind of stopped, but it's a great game. I absolutely love that game and not many people talk about it. So it is very underrated to me. Another game that me and my brother used to play was called Crazy Taxi. And you literally you were a taxi driver and you could drive people around, but you could like drive in the ocean. You could just like fly around. I love those types of games where you can just like destroy everything in your path. But like I would never do that. I would never get the people to where they want to be. And what happens is then they'll jump out of the car and then kick your car. They're mad.
What? Sounds like GTA.
Yeah, honestly, like I guess it was like kind of that before that existed, but you could literally just like fly where like not fly, but like basically fly because you're just like jumping through everything. I absolutely loved it as a kid. I actually still have it. Well, I went out and bought it. Okay, last one. No, sorry, second to last one. Zwinky. I have so many. I'm sorry. Zwinky is this weird online game that I would always see ads for, and finally
Zwinky?
Yeah, look it up. It was some weird like you played as a character, like Movie Star Planet. I think that game. If you remember that game, it was similar.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
I don't know. I would always see ads for it, and I finally like played it. I only played it for a few days, but I remember always.
Yeah, I can't find it. That's real. That's real
really?
Deep. Yeah, no. All I got when I looked up Swinky was sweaty plus stinky equals Swinky.
No. Zwinkies.
Oh, okay.
WINKIES.
Okay, there I go. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it.
This is such like a early 2000s like
tribute.
Like hot topic.
Oh my god.
Wow. Of course I was into this.
Oh my god, it closed. Dear Zwinks, it's with a heavy heart that we announced Zwinky has decided to close its virtual doors.
That's so sad.
Tragic.
That's so sad. Oh well, I only played it for like 5 days. Okay, last one. Mighty B. This isn't even a good one. Why did I
love Mighty B.
Mighty B. Okay, I'm glad you remember it. I feel like that's less obscure, but Amy Poehler made this show. I think she voiced the character too.
Wait, Amy Poehler made the Mighty B?
You didn't know that?
No way! That is so weird. I had no idea.
I didn't realize that as a kid, and then I saw I looked up the theme song later because I absolutely love that theme song. I'm gonna be the world's greatest. Be. It was such a weird show, but I'm trying to let me make sure it's done by.
Yeah, Amy Poehler. That's so funny.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Really, I'm like, if I ever eat Amy Poehler, if I ever meet Amy Poehler, I want to ask her about it.
Oh my gosh, I literally had no idea, like no clue.
I loved it, and I loved it so much that my mom used to get me like blank giant posters that you would use for school projects, and I would literally just draw on them, and I drew one of the Mighty Bee. I honestly might still have it somewhere. Yeah,
that was a good show. I liked that.
I love that show. It was so weird, but I loved it. And yeah, oh wait, okay, sorry, this is the last one. Okay, sorry, I just saw another one. What I Like About You, this is an actual like TV show, like sitcom. It was with Amanda Bynes, and it was such a good show. I watched it as a kid. Probably shouldn't have been watching that. I mean, it wasn't like bad, but like it was like, I mean, it wasn't for kids. But it was with Amanda Bynes, and it was just like this sitcom with her and her sister, I think. I don't know. It was really funny. And, we talked about Amanda Bynes a few weeks ago, and I think it was doing really well, but then they had to cancel it because like there was problems with the network. I don't know. But, but yeah, that was a great show, and I'm sorry for rambling about, that's all I have, but I'm sorry for rambling.
Okay.
I just,
seriously,
had so many.
Like I couldn't, like I probably could have dug a little deeper, but like that's a hard thing to like kind of remember. I feel like you just like are obsessed with like weird things to begin with, so it was a lot easier for you. But like,
sure.
Like I think like I tried to think back to the days whenever you had to get on the internet via like the dial-up. Because my dad, the only computer like we had like when I was growing up was my dad's laptop, and you had to do that. Like you had to connect it to the phone line, and you got like the horrible noise, and like that was like I mean, I don't have too many memories with it, but like I would always get on and play like flash games on it. Like I would play like there was this one Mario one. Oh my gosh, there's one that's called Luigi's Revenge. And it's basically he kills Princess Peach and Mario and like is in the spotlight, and that's like the game. It's so weird.
Wow.
But like I played it the other day actually because I was thinking about it. But yeah, it's like just those kind of things where it's like I don't even know like how I got to like this thing.
Yeah.
But like then it just like evaporates from your memory one day, and then that's it. And
I'm
like
just always
No, go on.
Oh, I've always been into like obscure, like the more obscure the better. Like I had a phase in middle school where like I was really into like superheroes, and I like would buy a ton of like superhero action figures, and I would, at the time I had a job, and so I would literally spend all my money by going on eBay and Amazon, scouring the internet, any like there was probably some sketchy sites that I was on that I like probably shouldn't have been buying items from. Don't worry, everything was fine. But like I would just go and find the most obscure like superheroes that I like thought had an interesting story or an interesting design, and I would buy like random like action figures from the 90s a lot. Like I have like some weird ones that I'm like, no one's ever heard of this. I know I'm so quirky, but but like
you've probably never heard of it.
I've always been that type of person to like the more like weird and obscure that no one else has heard of, the better to me. Not because I like want to be like, ooh, no one else knows about this, but I'm like, I just think it's so interesting to find that like weird thing that like sort of left everyone's mind. But I don't know.
Mandela effect. It's all Mandela effect, honestly. Like if we're being real. Like Berenstain Bears, I don't think so. Like glitch in the simulation.
I have to disagree, but it's okay.
Fine, because you're just so cool. You have to be different.
Oh okay. Now that I'm done rambling about obscure media, do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna order some Chipotle after this, and I can't wait. And yeah, I mean, it's hard to think back and all this stuff, like I said, but
Yes.
you know, I mean, I feel like more will come to me like as soon as we stop recording, because like that's just how the universe works for me. But you know, I mean, we grow up with this stuff, and then all of a sudden one day you're just not doing that anymore. Like I always see like
so weird.
I see the thing where it's like this one always gets me. Like it's like a Tumblr post, like, or a tweet or something. I don't know where I saw it, but it was like one day you went out to play with your neighborhood friends for the last time and none of you knew it. And like that like hits me, because I'm just like, whoa. And like it's the same thing with like anything. It's like one day you were playing your favorite video game, like logged off, and then you never played it again. Like it's those and like it's just interesting to look back and like think like, well, what were the weird things that like no one thinks about nowadays that I did as a kid?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. This was fun.
I know. I love like doing these lists where we just like think of.
Yeah, I love doing like deep dives and stuff with like all this kind of stuff. I love it. It's like so much fun. So, I mean, well, for anyone listening, let us know if you remember any of this stuff. No one's probably going to comment.
Or,
it's okay.
I mean, you know.
You never know.
Our fan base out there. Our parents. Let us know what obscure media you remember.
Yes, please. We would love to know. If we get a commenter, we will give you a shout out next episode.
Yes.
It'd be great.
Yes.
Give you all that exposure.
Like those videos where it's like celebration, 1 subscriber.
Yes, that's literally us. I mean, I think up to 7 now.
Yeah, I think we're 7. Yeah. When we hit 10,
good.
We'll have a big celebration.
Yeah, 2 of us are one of them. Probably my mom, maybe? I don't even know. Who knows? It doesn't matter, because this is for fun and we're having a great time. So, You know what? Hit the subscribe button, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so that has been Whack with Patrick and Mia this week. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll be back with a new episode next Friday.
Live with ourselves.
Live! Yes, it'll be live! Oh my gosh! I can't wait. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone so much.